Daddy, can you turn that fan on slow for me? What's up, YouTube? I am about to do a recording on Tell All on how I became in Redmond and how I live my life in Chicago. My kids, they deserve to know this. So this Tell All is definitely gonna come with a lot. I probably have to pause and download some that I can put on my YouTube channel, and then I can start back doing it. But my tell-all story is my life that I lived in Chicago and how I became a Redmond in Chicago. And my kids do deserve this. Let's see where I could get started from. I know my mom moved to Chicago when I was young. She was back and forth all our life going to Chicago. She was back and forth. But yeah, I was trying on this lipstick. I'm gonna be taking it off in a minute. This ain't my cup of tea. It's just something I want to try. But I'm always trying out something. It never fails. But my tell-all story on how I became a Redmond, it's a lot. It's a lot in the life that I live in Chicago. It's a lot. So what I'm gonna get started on first is, like how I was saying, my mom was back and forth from Arkansas to Chicago all my life. Arkansas, Chicago, Arkansas, Chicago, Arkansas, Chicago. So at one particular time she went up there to Chicago. I got a chance to really explore, you know. I was 15 years old, 15. And that's my part of remembering all the friends that I made, because that's when my mom stayed there a little longer when I had turned 15. Well, she moved there when I was 14. We was there when I was 15, because I remember going to school and stuff and having friends and stuff and hanging out and stuff like that. So, my mom, to not even put this in the middle of my life, my mom's life, is, and I do want to speak on this, is that my mom was young when she had us. She was very young when she had my older sister and when she had me. And the rest of my siblings, my 2 brothers and 1 sister. My 2 brothers and 2 sisters. My sister's the oldest. I'm next to the oldest. So she had us 2. And then she started spreading out with my other siblings, which I'm next to the oldest. But mom's been back and forth in Chicago all our life. But at this particular age and moment, I start, growing up, body changing into a woman, and, mind is just more open to the world. So, at this one particular time, my mom moved to Chicago. I was 14 years old. My papa promised her a place for us to live in. When she had, excuse me, when she had got a crib, my papa owned the buildings, houses, and apartments. He was the landlord. He was the landlord to a couple of buildings in Chicago. And He let my mom stay in one. He let my mom stay in one. Which he stayed downstairs. We stayed upstairs. Anytime my mom want to go out and just go chill or whatever, my papa will be saying that he gonna take the crib from us and make us go back to Arkansas and stuff like that. But we never did go back. The only time we went back was my mama went through some little situation in Chicago. It wasn't with my papa. It was with some people up there in Chicago. So she had to get away from them because they was luring her to do it. They was luring my mom into doing bad things, which I remember seeing as a kid. But as a kid, I had to stay in the kid's place and I couldn't tell anything of what my mom was doing. But yeah, fix my leg up. But yeah, my mom she had plenty of friends up there in Chicago, so it had to get to the point where we had to leave because I think it was some guys that got into it with my mom's boyfriend up there in Chicago. I think it was one time because I know she got a chance to take Daryl Cocklew up there. We was little. And then she got a chance to take Poetry up there, which was one of her relationships. I think they had got into it with Daryl. But I don't know if it was Daryl or Poetry. But I know it was one of them that they had got into it with. So we had to come back to Arkansas. But just that one particular time, we had one up there and we stayed. Because usually we'll go to Chicago and we'll just stay a little bit. How my mama have it going. We'll just stay a little bit and then end up coming back to Arkansas, which was a regular routine with us. It was pretty cool. I was used to that lifestyle, so it didn't matter to me going back and forth because I was used to that lifestyle, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So when we finally completely stayed there, I had went to school to King Elementary. They still got my picture. I kid you not. You go in King Elementary. That's on Lexington. I kid you not. My picture is still in that school. It's still in that school. I think I got this set up right, but that's okay. We're gonna get it. But I gotta hold the phone when I'm talking. I can't. I just cannot sit here with no phone. I gotta have the phone. But my tell-all story, back to what I was saying. I gotta see myself when I'm talking so I can read my spirit too. Yeah. I'm gonna put that light back up here because I did take it down. That was my fault. back to my story. Yeah, my mom, she was having us going back and forth to Chicago all our life. And, you know, my mom and dad is born and raised from Chicago. And like I said, he had so many buildings. I think he had like I think he had like 7 buildings that he was landlord to. So we moved up there. We ended up going to school there. Like I said, King Elementary. My picture's still in that school. Down Lexington. I know my mom. We live on California and Polk, which my kids' dad stayed around the corner, which was my kids. My cousin was like right next door. Not like right next door, but my cousin was staying right across the street from my kid's dad before he became my kid's dad. I did not know this man. So I had a little boyfriend, which his name was Quadrell. Going to King Elementary, me and Quadrell was dating at the time. And I would always see my kid's daddy inside either the restaurant or inside the store, because you know Chicago is so close. Everything is so close. You know, the restaurant right here and the store right across the street, and then the laundromat, all that connected. So one day I'm getting home from school. My cousin Demetrius, which stayed next door, and then Kamiko, Madeline, and BJ stay right across the street from my kid's dad. My cousin Demetrius tells me, it's this person that likes you. But kid you not, I've been seeing this person, but I didn't know the person. I've been seeing this person for quite a while through the neighborhood. But she did say she wanted me to meet him. So I didn't meet him the same day she told me, because I couldn't go outside. I had homework to do and everything. Housework and homework. My mom would beat my ass if I don't get it done. So I always think about my house chores first before I even sneak out or go out. I did a few sneaking out, but I ain't not like that, because I know I get in trouble. So I told my cousin that same day, like, I can't get a chance to come around there just yet because I got house chores and everything to do. So, and then I had to focus on graduating, because I know that year I was getting ready to graduate, because my mom was getting came up to the school to buy my cap and gown, and then she wanted to figure out a way how to give me a dress, and she know I don't do dresses. Find out a way to give me a dress so I could be able to have it for my other stuff when you graduate and stuff. Your winter ball and stuff like that. But your formal and all that stuff. But anyway, back to what I was saying on that part, going to school. My cousin, she wanted me to come around to our other cousin's house, which is Kamiko, that lived across the street. Kamiko, Madeline, BJ. All 3 of them. And I'm always hanging at Kamiko, Madeline, and BJ crib, because I'm always with Demetrius. I'm always with Lil Mama. And So, all of a sudden, I didn't make it around there that day. But I know, like, I know, like 3 days later, I was sitting on the porch, and my cousin, Demetri was like, "Is you finally gonna come around here?" And me, Marcus. The whole time I'm thinking Marcus uh was Bubba. I'm thinking Marcus was Bubba. So I'm like, let me go ask my mama. You know how we sit, like your mama say, you can go outside, but you can't leave the porch. It was like that when I was 14. You can go outside, but you can't leave the porch. It was definitely that. Um, so I went in the house and asked my mama, can I go around to my other cousin in them house, which is Demetrius now, which is Kamiko now, Madeline now. So I get around, I walk around there with my cousin Demetrius. So, as Bubba always do, he will sit on the hydrant that's in front of the house. Bubba will always do that, so I'm thinking that was Marcus. Because I would always see him. I would never see Marcus. So, my cousin, like, we're around the corner now. You can get a chance to meet Marcus. He'll be getting ready to come outside in a minute. I looked, I said, ain't this the guy you talking about? Ain't this Marcus? And she was like, no. So I was like, who is Marcus? Because I'm thinking the whole time that guy is Marcus. But when I've been seeing Marcus in laundromats and in restaurants, I didn't know his name. She said, you'll get a chance to meet him. So Bubba was still sitting outside on the hydrant and whatnot. So I'm like, and I'm wondering why I'm going to meet this guy. Why? Because my cousin been telling me about this guy and telling me that this guy want to meet me and saying this guy like me or whatnot. But he only doing this to just use me for his girl, which is, I can speak out now. It's Martin Luther King Day. I can speak out. We got freedom to speak. Lynn. Yes. Lynn. That's her name. Lynette Lynn. Okay, he meets me or whatnot. And we comprehending on if I should talk to him or not. So I'm like, I don't know, because I got a whole boyfriend. And his name is Quadrell. So I had to make decisions. On if I want to be with Marcus or if I want to be with Quadrell. So I'm looking at my cousin like, so whole time this Marcus. Whole time I'm thinking that's Marcus. That's who I thought I was really going to talk to. Bubba. But to come in the middle of the story, because I don't want to, put in, some crazy stuff. But Bubba did come here once me and my kid's dad was done and over with. Bubba did come here. We did try to see if we're compatible. We realized we wasn't compatible. We more compatible family-wise than relationship-wise. So me and him just went on ahead and was like, nah, this is not gonna work. So he went back home. But I'm glad he came. We did a whole visit. He did a whole visit. He stayed. He did spend time with us for Junior birthday, which is NPR. for NPR birthday. He got a chance to, get outside of, from outside of Chicago. He got a chance to get from out there. So he came here. We didn't do nothing. We didn't do nothing. We we, we did reminisce about the stories, about all what was going on in the house and how everybody was together and how we stuck together and how we all would hang in the kitchen in one room, in the kitchen at the table. But I just want to bring that story in real quick on Bubba, because Bubba is the one that I thought I was compatible for. And I want to see, was he's the one that I supposed to been with. So I tried it out. He's still my brother. Nothing happened. But I did apologize to my kids. I did apologize to my kids. I did. And I don't know about the family on that side. The family on my kid's dad's side is mad different, so different. They nothing like my side. I got people in Chicago. I got people in Arkansas. I got people in Conway. I got people in blah blah. I got people in Kentucky. I got people in Iowa. I got people in Indiana. I got people in Flint, Michigan. I got people in Ohio. I got people uh, uh, Seattle, Washington. I know Dad and them said that we had some people in Detroit. We got some people in Detroit. Oh, we got some people everywhere. Harvey, Illinois. Champaign, Illinois. Everything okay? Champaign, Illinois. Harvey, Illinois. Mm, so many people and family everywhere. But yeah, I got people everywhere. And ooh wee, that made me just go there. But anyways, back to what I was saying. I wish these little detailed things would move, because they saying, let me see if I can move these. These can't move, but what not? Whoa, them things need to move. But back to what I was saying. I supposed to be taking this stuff off my lips. Okay, back to what I was saying. Yeah, I'm storytelling it all. I'm storytelling it all. I'm telling it all. But yeah, boyfriend. I had a whole boyfriend, but I still went around there to do that with my cousin. So, cause he lived directly from my other cousin. So, if I was to go to my other cousin's house, it wasn't no me. It wasn't no me of avoiding Marcus, because Marcus lived right there, directly across the street from my cousin. So, um, ooh, I like this light. Ooh, 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 it's so different. But kind of different. I like it. But what I want to finish saying is, this lipstick looks so different on me. It looks so scary. And this lipstick is not me. It's not me. But back to what I was saying. It just, I thought Bubba was compatible with me, but Bubba was not compatible with me. So me and Bubba did not do anything. We didn't do nothing. We didn't do nothing. We didn't do nothing. All we did was reminisce and talk about old stuff and what had happened and the riots and, the barbecues, and when all the little songs that we liked it back then was hitting and all that type of stuff. But yeah. So back to my story. I had definitely told my cousin that I got a boyfriend, and she still wanted me to meet Marcus. So I sits on the porch, right, and I sits on my cousin porch waiting for Marcus to come. Come to find out, my cousin Kamiko, my name Tamiko, my cousin named Kamiko. Come find out, my cousin Kamiko liked it Marcus, and I did not know that. I would have just stayed back and just stayed out the way, like I normally do, because I'm the type of person. I'm quiet. I fall back and I stay out the way. So, so Kamiko looked at Marcus like, "What are you doing over here in my yard?" And Marcus was like, "It ain't none of your business." They done cracking jokes with each other, kikiing and all that stuff. Just cracking jokes with each other. But Demetrius bust Marcus out. She was like, Marcus around here to see Miko. No, Marcus over here to see Miko. And Kamiko was like, "You over here to see my cousin?" Like that. And then she was like, "Come here, Marcus. Come here, Marcus." She was trying to make him come in the house so she could take the robe off or whatnot. She didn't care that he liked me or he was flirting with me or whatnot. Well, I don't know if he was flirting with me, but she didn't care that he liked me. She was still trying to get close to Marcus. She been trying to get with Marcus for the longest before I even came in the picture. Okay, so Marcus didn't try to give Kamiko a try. I don't understand that. Because Kamiko is real pretty. My cousin is real pretty. Oh my gosh. My family is just so beautiful. But Kamiko is so pretty. She's pretty. And I thought maybe he would. But then come to find out he do and did. All together, do and did have a girlfriend while he was trying to connect with me. Boy, y'all, this is a story to tell. Okay, I know that Kamiko walked in the house. She was telling Marcus to come in. And when she was telling Marcus to come in, she was like, "Come on through the door so I can take off this robe so you can see what I got on." And Marcus said, "I already know what's going on. I don't even have to go up in there. I know you got on some, I know you don't got nothing up under that robe. I know you been hard." So I'm still new to the circle or whatnot. So, so Marcus still standing right there. He was looking at me. He acted kind of shy or whatnot. Demetrius was like, my cousin Demetrius was like, "Okay, Marcus, here go Miko. This who you want to meet. This who you say you wanted to, get to know." So I'm like, oh gosh. I thought I'd be shy. He was more shy than me. So, Marcus got to communicating and whatnot. We walked outside the gate, which is my cousin. Because, in Chicago, you can walk outside the gate and stand in front of the gate. Me and Marcus stood in front of the gate. So we chopped it down. We broke it down and whatnot. And I was telling him, like, "Look, I got a boyfriend, and I don't think he would like this." And then Marcus, that's what I like about Marcus. He was being honest with me. He was like, "Yeah, I got a girlfriend too, but I don't think we're gonna be together too long." So I was like, "Okay." And then I was like, so I just went on ahead and negotiate something out with him, like, because he looked like he really wanted to connect with me. So I just told him we could be good friends, because I do have a boyfriend, Quadrille, my boyfriend. I've been going with Quadrille for the longest. So he agreed with that. So all of a sudden, the neighborhood started seeing me and Marcus hanging around with each other. So Quadrille nephew, which is Leandre, he thought that me and Marcus was boyfriend and girlfriend. Because Quadrille seen me and Marcus always hanging in the park across the street from my house on Polk, and I would go around the corner and sit on my cousin's porch and talk to Marcus like that. Me and Marcus was just best of friends. We weren't trying to get together or do anything like that or whatnot. So one day I had met up with Marcus, and Marcus told me that he finally broke up with Lynn. So he was like, I finally broke up with Lynn. I think I want to get with you. And I was like, oh. But how we going to manage that one? Because I see her in action. She actually was whooping on him when I hit the corner coming around the store. It was Johnny's, which is my kid's uncle. He's Puerto Rican. My kid's uncle, family owned that laundromat and grocery store, corner store right there off of California Lexington. So 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 all of a sudden, uh, Quadrille nephew Leandre saw me walking with Marcus coming from the store. We was coming from somewhere. So Leandre was like he was gonna tell Quadrille, which I wasn't ready to face when I got ready to go to school. So Quadrille was like, you can't have no male friends and stuff like that and things like that in that nature. So I was like, I don't know how to manage this because I mean, from time on, I had got used to being around Marcus. And Marcus was like a best friend of mine. And I knew he had a girlfriend and whatnot. But he told me he had broke up with him. But like I was getting back into my story, I keep jumping. I'm getting back in my story. He told me he broke up with him because she had got pregnant. Yeah. She had got pregnant. So I'm like, why is he telling me this? Which I can understand because I'm his friend. So he telling me, they broke up, because she's pregnant or whatnot. He don't want to be with her no more because they've been together for so long, and he can't believe that she ended up getting pregnant on him and whatnot in that nature. So I was like, okay. So I still continued to be his friend and whatnot. So one day, we still continue to be friends. When he was mad at her during her little time, that part, which is supposed to be, and he's supposed to be breaking up with her, which she didn't go for. He tried to break up with her. He did. He really did try to break up with her, but she wasn't going. She wasn't going. She wasn't going. She didn't give up. She didn't give up. She did not give up. And to me, as the time grew, I think Marcus used me to make Glenn jealous. I really do. I really think he used me because I was a beautiful sprouting little flower. I was just one pretty thing. I would want myself too if I would have met myself. I was just too doggone cute. And me and Marcus just continued just being friends. And then when he broke up with her, we got more acquainted as being friends. Well, he broke up with her. She didn't break up. She never did break up. She never did go anywhere. But to make the long story short, I'm getting ready to graduate. I my boyfriend Quadrille nephew, which Leandre was in the same grade me and Quadrille was in. And you know how they say how the uncle is younger than the nephew or something like that. You know. But yeah, Quadrell is the uncle, but his nephew was older than him. And so he saw me and Marcus chilling one day, and I guess he told. So I made the school one day, and all hell broke loose. They was following me. He had a group of guys following me. With Leandre was following me, harassing me. His a group of guys, which his friends, I can tell they was Leandre friends. They was walking. We was all getting out of school. Leandre and his homeboys, and me and my brother. Me and my brother. I think it was just me and Dude going to that school. Yeah, me and my brother getting out of school, walking home from school. Leandra come up like, yeah, you cheating on my uncle. Yeah, you cheating on my uncle. And what kind of stuff is this? I've been seeing you hanging out with this dude throughout the neighborhood. I've been seeing you hanging out. Y'all been hanging in the park or whatnot. Are you coming outside today? You need to get your ASS whooped and all that stuff for being hanging with him and this and that and this and that. So I'm like, why are you on it? Why are you worrying about it? Why are you so pressed about it? Why are you keep wondering, am I with this man or am I not with this man? Why you keep pressing on it? If Quadrell not worrying about it, so why are you worrying about it? So Leandro like, that's my uncle. I be damned if I let you know how they say, hoes come cheating on my uncle and stuff like that. So I was like, whole time I'm not cheating on him. Whole time that's my friend, and whole time your uncle have female friends too. So Leandre messed it up with me for me and Quadrell at that time, the moment. Cause I did go to school, and I did tell Quadrell what happened with Leandre, but Quadrell did not try to take care of that. Quadrell did not try to handle that. So I was like, okay then, since you don't want to take care of that, since you don't want to handle that, Quadrell, we finna break up. Because you're not trying to handle your nephew. Your nephew trying to jump on me. Your nephew trying to get them boys to jump on me. Good thing my brother was with me, because my brother was getting ready to whoop them, because Leandre is steady trying to whoop on me because of his uncle. Leandre wanted me too. He wanted me. But he couldn't get with me because, man, his uncle was already talking. And Leandre was in my classroom, and his uncle was in the next what the heck? The next, we was all in the same grade, but with the next class. I think we was all in the same. What the freak? Okay. So I broke up. with Quadrilla. Because Quadrilla, I went to school. Quadrilla did not trying to handle Leandre. Quadrilla wasn't trying to make Leandre mind his own business and quit trying to mind and stop trying to be in our business. So I'm a free agent. I'm 15 years old. I just turned 15. We moved there when we were 14, but I hit 15 or whatnot. So I had to put some candy in my mouth. So me and Leandre, Quadro, we were done from there. We was done. Because the whole time I was getting out of school for almost about 2 hours, not Quadrell, but Leandre was harassing me. And my brother wasn't going. Dude, he wasn't going. Because he was like, man, if this dude keep on walking up on you, trying to do this to you, trying to do that to you, It's something about to go down, or something about to go down. So, just try to make sure I ain't sitting on that. Oh, I had to straighten my legs out. So, I just said, you didn't handle your nephew. You didn't handle your nephew. You did not handle him. So, ain't no way me and you being together. As a man, you supposed to handle your nephew. I'm a woman. Your nephew trying to jump on me because I got a friend, a male friend. And then, as a man, he should have got on up and took care of that and was like, look, you don't need to be doing this because I got this. Let me handle her. You handle yours. Let me handle her. So as the days go on, me and Quadrille done broke up and stuff like that because Leandre don't want to handle Quadrille. Quadrille don't want to handle Leandre. So, here we go. Here we go. And, let me see if I can hold this right. I don't want to mess up anything. You gone, baby? Okay. Okay. I have to get together. Even on this hard can. Okay, this is how it was going. I don't think I will hold it like that. Okay. Back to what I was saying. Yeah, so it's over with for me and Quadrille because DeAndre just had to put his 2 little cents in about that plan. So, I'm a free agent. Mark is free. I'm free. Well, Mark is supposed to have been free, but she didn't let go. She didn't want to let go. But I didn't know that until later on, he told me that she didn't want to let go. He didn't tell me that until I saw that she didn't want to let go. I saw that. But I didn't think that they was actually not wanting to let go. You feel me? Like, not really wanting to let go. I hate when these cameras do that. When you're trying to hold it and it just fall the way it don't want to sit and stay. uh, I guess my thing like you, I am not going. It'd be hard. Once your tripod broke, it'd be hard to get these lights to work the way you want them. You really scream. Did I get it? I think I got it. But my tell-all story, yes, my tell-all story. On being in Chicago and how I became a Redmond. Y'all, I wish I could write a book on this. It would be so great to write a book on this because it's deep. It's so deep. I ain't want my kids to know nothing. I ain't want them to know nothing until they got older. I know I got it's a lot. Okay, me and Marcus, me and Quadrille had broke up, so me and Marcus stopped being even much closer. Thinking that Lynn is gone. Lynn's still not gone. I'm thinking she gone, but she's not gone. But being young. So I tell Marcus like this when we was hanging in the park one day. I told Marcus, because me and Marcus was hanging out like friends. So I told Marcus, I said, I can go ahead and try to be your girlfriend. He said, what you mean? I said, because my boyfriend is no longer my boyfriend anymore. His own nephew just tried to jump me. Just because I am friends with you. So Marcus was like, okay, we can do this then, because Marcus been waiting on that. So as the day goes on, I go over to their house. I would sit. I was house trained. I was always told, go sit your ass down when somebody invites you in their house. So when I was invited into Marcus' house, I always would sit down on the couch that's by this long couch that's by the wall, and I would sit in that one corner. I don't know why I always sit in that one corner, but my spirit would sit me there in that one corner, and I would see when I first hit their door, go through their door, the first thing I would see is their kitchen, and they would have a TV on in there, and the TV would be playing, and his mom would be cleaning up. Chief was there, which is my nephew. He was little. He was a little baby. Chief was there. Fancy was just starting to walk. I was 15 years old. Fancy was just starting to walk. Yeah. So when I walked, go in, I would sit on the couch or whatnot. So one particular day I was leaving, and it was early in the daytime that I came over because I always stopped. I was my day of me starting my day. I would get up, go to school, get out of school, and then go around to Marcus' house and chill, and then go back home. So, one particular day, I think I remember this like yesterday. Uh, uh, I know I had got out of school. I went around there. Uh, he he fed me some cherries, some black cherries. Oh, ooh, them good. I never had those like that before. I tasted them when I was younger, but as a kid, I never had that. My mom never put cherries in front of me or whatnot. So I was introduced to black cherries in front of him and pistachios, which is good. Um, he was like, cause he knew I always liked his troop jacket. So it was freezing. It was freezing as hell outside. And I said, I'm gonna go around the corner to get my coat. And he was like, there's no, there's no need. You don't have to go get no coat. Cause he not like that troop jacket. So he put the troop jacket on. We were standing in front of the house. I said, oh, how sweet. And I supposed to been bringing that troop jacket back. Once I went around the corner to get my coat. But for some particular odd reason, I went around there and I went to go get my coat while I got his troop jacket on. And I was coming back to return him back his jacket. As I'm coming back to return back his jacket, I see a whole female yelling, screaming at him, hollering in his face. I did not know who she was. She was just doing a lot of screaming, and come to find out it was Lynn. I'm like, oh, I kid you not. Did not know that this would be my life. Looking at this woman and looking at this man, that did not know that they would be my life. They would be my life. So I stopped at the corner store, which is on California in Lexington. I stopped at Johnny's and I looked around the corner. I seen her screaming, so I just went on ahead and just stopped and I looked and I thought before I decided to walk up to them. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go over there today. I'm finna go ahead and go home because she was doing so much screaming and hollering or whatnot. Like they was still together, but they wasn't together. I guess she was forcing him to be with her. But every time I would look up, she would come around the corner and do this and that. But once she got fully pregnant, she stopped coming around. Once her belly started showing and stuff, she stopped coming around. And once she stopped doing that, that's how I end up getting pregnant. I end up leaving. I end up leaving. Because my mom had moved back to Arkansas. My mom had moved back to Arkansas, and me and Marcus, yeah, my mom, I ain't finna get into all that. But, I'm gonna get into that story next, because I'm everywhere with my story. But, so, what was that? Okay, so I stood there and I watched while I was standing there at Johnny, at the corner store, looking around the corner. And I'm looking at her, yelling and screaming at him and hollering. And so I'm thinking to myself, don't go. Don't go around there. Just go ahead and go back home. I had the jacket in my hand. I was like, okay, I'm going to just go ahead and take this jacket back to the house. The jacket will be at the house with me. For some reason, I had that jacket for a long time. I don't know how I end up having it day by day, but I end up having it for a long time. So, all of a sudden, like my camera falling. All of a sudden, Marcus come around after some days I ain't been coming around. He like, I ain't been seeing you, this and that and that. He keep forgetting about the jacket, but he worried about me. I'm like, yeah, it was you and some lady was arguing, and I decided not to just interrupt y'all. I just went on ahead and went back home. So he was like, oh, okay. So I ended up giving him back his jacket. I gave him back his jacket. As time progressed, um, Marcus took me places. He took me places. He bought me outfits and stuff like that. He gave me money before I left to go back to Arkansas with my mom and all that. I don't know what happened, but my mom ended up leaving, going back to Arkansas, which we always do. We travel back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So we makes it. So Arkansas, I'm going to school. Da 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 da. My ex trying to get me back, Tyrone Washington. He trying to get me back, but you know, as us being around each other, it wasn't feeling the same, if I could say that. And then Tyrone was always back and forth in jail, so I would have had to run a doozy with with Tyrone Washington. I would have had to run. I would have had to run a doozy on that one. But yeah. So we back in Arkansas. I'm going to school. Da, da, da. I'm keeping up with Marcus. He sending me phone cards. You know, phone cards to make a call and stuff. He's sending me those so I could be able to call him. You know, that was called a real true friend right there. The Marcus that's right here now today, I don't know who he is. But if I was to walk in front of Marcus, I would bring his mind back. And nobody don't see that. Nobody don't see that because Marcus is not able to be around me. He not able to be around me. He not able to be around me like he normally used to be. But if he was around me right now, like at one particular time, I went up there 2019 for my son's graduation, NPR graduation. I was uninvited, but I did ask his dad, can I be at the graduation? Can I be there when he graduates? I messaged him. I told him over and over, but he got that kind of wife where she controls everything, and it's crazy. But Marcus was nothing like that with me. Marcus had control of everything. I didn't take control of anything because Marcus was older than me, and you know, I was very young. I was 16. He was 20. Yes. What that mean?